6 ways that you're overgiving and you don't actually even realize it. Class is in session, goddess, so I need you to sit down. Let me show you what overgiving looks like. Not the obvious stuff, but those subtle little things that you do and you don't even realize. And these things, they shift the dynamic slowly if you're not aware. Scenario number 1, we're gonna talk about the I'll just make it easy girl. He's inconsistent with plans, so instead of letting him figure it out, you go, just let me know, I'm free whenever. Now you're flexible, you're available, and you removed all pressure of pursuit from him. This is how you're gonna reset that. You're gonna stop over accommodating and you're gonna let that man meet your standard or miss it. Scenario number 2, the I don't want to be too much girl. You want more communication, more effort, more clarity, but you say nothing because you don't want to seem needy. So you shrink your needs and you call it being chill. This is how you're going to reset that. You tell the truth by honoring and detaching. When you say the truth of what you need, detaching from the outcome, if he can give it to you or not. Your job is to observe that. And this is how you also trigger a man's vasopressin, because you have to think about it. You also be intentional about the emotions that you share. Okay? And when you this also shows you emotional availability, because when you share things from an I feel statement and from your desire, it's going to show you if he's one is going to trigger his vasopressin, and that the vasopressin is what he needs to be a little stressed out, and he's going to be a little stressed out when you share emotions, because men are conditioned to not feel their emotions, to run away from their emotions. So you tell the truth, you observe in silence, and adjust your investments, but you don't silence yourself to keep him. And there's a nuance in this specific scenario that I'm going to cover at the end of the video, so I need you to stay for the whole video, okay goddess? Scenario number 3, this is for the self-aware girl. You know he didn't plan anything, you know you're the one initiating the vibe, but you tell yourself, I'm just in my feminine, I'm just flowing. No, you're leading, just in a softer way. This is how you're going to reset that. You stop disguising control as softness, and you let him actually lead or show you that he can't. Scenario number 4, the emotional overgiver. Something feels off, your intuition whispers this isn't fully aligned, but instead of sitting in that, you get sweeter, more loving, and more available, trying to restore that feeling. This is how you're going to reset that. You sit in the discomfort because you're running away from the emotions that you don't want to feel and accept. You don't perform your way back into alignment. Scenario number 5, that he did one thing and now I pour back girl. He finally shows up, does one thing right, and suddenly now you're all the way open to him. More access, more time, more energy before consistency is even established. This is how you're going to reset that. You're going to receive without overextending back, because the reason you want to overextend when he shows up and does one thing for you is because subconsciously you don't feel worthy of that effort and that thing that he's doing for you, so you will want to overcompensate and pour and pour and pour and pour and pour more into him. No. Consistency earns access, not one moment. Scenario number 6, I call this one the highest level. You catch yourself overgiving, and instead of correcting it, you rationalize. I'm just being loving. I don't want to be transactional. I don't want to keep score. But deep down, you know you crossed your own boundary. This is how you're going to reset that. You don't justify misalignment. You recalibrate immediately, expeditiously. Overgiving starts the moment you abandon yourself to keep the connection and keep the dynamic comfortable. Comfort zone will kill you. The problem is not when you give. The problem is when you give going against yourself. That's where it becomes a problem. The goal isn't to give less, it's to stop giving where you are not met. The goal is to not give less, it is to stop giving where you are not met. This is why you always must be 1 foot in and 1 foot out as a woman when it comes to your relationship, because a man will try to get comfortable, okay? He will. If you saw yourself in more than one of these, good. That is awareness, but awareness alone does not break the pattern. Break the pattern today, or the loop will repeat tomorrow. You must break the pattern today, or the loop will repeat tomorrow. And that is exactly what we rewire inside the feminine reset. And if you actually want to understand how men respond to energy and investment, that is exactly what I break down inside the provider magnet. Now, let me add something on here, because this is where a lot of women confuse themselves. This looks different depending on the stage that you're in. Dating is not the same as a relationship. In the beginning, your job is not to teach a man how to show up for you. Your job is to observe him, to watch how he communicates, how he leads, how consistent he is without your input. Because in the early stages, he's already showing you his baselines. You just have to pay his baseline. You just have to pay attention. So when you start saying things like, I want more communication, I want more clarity, I want more effort. When you start saying these things too early, you're not setting a standard. You're adjusting him and giving him the cheat code to fit to you. Which means if it's not naturally coming out of him, then this is not naturally who he is. So now he's going to start performing that mask for you. And that is where women overgive without realizing it. Because now you're investing energy into his potential instead of deciding, is this good enough for me or not? If you went on 1 or 2 dates with a man, there's no reason for you to be expecting daily communication that early on. He doesn't own you that yet. And yes, his level of interest will show, but your job isn't to manage that. It is to read it, because you have to know who you are and what you want and remove everything that doesn't align with that. Your job is to decide, is he aligned with me? Is this the level that I accept? Or is he just a moment in my life? Because the moment you start trying to shape a man in the early stage, you stop vetting him and you start investing. In dating, you observe. In relationships, you communicate. But in both, you never abandon yourself. I hope this video helped. I hope it gave you clarity, and stay tuned because I'm going to make a part 2, because there's so much more ways that women overgive and they don't realize. So stay tuned for that video. That will be our next video, and I love you. Remember, you're a goddess. Mwah. Bye.